right. Hi. Alright, with the music selection right now, hold on. Seems a little creepy. I want something a little more upbeat. So this goes. Great. Let's show you what I did yesterday. My favorites in this collection are definitely these bad boys. So, pink and yellow. That's cute. All right. Okay, here we go. Ooh, stuff. I gotta go get my coffee. I'll be right back. I'm gonna turn the torch on. One moment. Alright, today I would like to play with this color. It's from Creation is Messy, which is compatible with the Italian Jannine. I was looking for some better purples. This is kind of a pinky purple. That's awfully pretty. So we're going to see if we can't make that look awesome with maybe some dark blue to really bring up that purpleness. Like it looks more purple when it's sitting next to that, right? So, I'm going to do a few things with that. Get all my rods together. Nice blue. Alright. Boom. There we go. So, I'm going to pull stringers. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late today. I'm a little getting caught up here. And these are my punties. Okay. So these are my punties, my little handles. Right. Jannine Scott. I'm a bead maker, glass bead maker here in Colorado. My studio is at the Manitou Art Center in Manitou Springs, Colorado, where I also teach classes in bead making. I work in soft glass as well as Moretti, and today we're making beads. I think I'm also going to make a few bees as well because the bees are cute and I need more of them for Friday. So, but first, I would like to see what this purple does. So we're going to play with this CIM color. Thank you, Jordan, for the CIM color. Also, you should know I only need like 50 more people to have 1,000 followers on my subscription. So if you'd be willing to subscribe to my page, that would be great. Sure, appreciate you. Right, so I am just heating up. Let's see how shocky or poppy and see what it does. Let's see what this stuff does. I have not used this color before, so I'm interested to see how it works. Well, it's a very gooey color. Kind of reminds me of white. It's the way it melts. It's super purple. It's like a lavender violet sort of, but it's very transparent. But it's a good color, so we'll see. Get a stringer of this beautiful super dark blue. It is all about the finesse, the softness. It's a very finessey thing. Alright, so let's try and do some of this stuff too. This is a silver plum blue. So put some of this in there too. I'm trying to pull out all those purples. I know that when people like purple, they're totally into it, so I'm trying to make more purpley stuff for people that like purple. The purple people, you know, there are purple people out there for sure. I know a few. I myself am more into oranges, pinks, and yellows, but know about the purples. Besides, they look really nice with those other colors. So, oh, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, that's nice. It's a real pretty purple. It's very bluey. Check it out. Let's put it on periwinkle. Bring out some more of that color. So I'm going to do periwinkle and blue and purple. So, off we go. First, you're going to get your mandrel. I'm going to flash it in because if you put it too fast to the heat, it will pop. The clay will pop. Ease it in. It's going to smoke one out there. You want to make sure you have ventilation. That all up into your vent. It's too much fire. Too big. control over the glass to make small things if you turn on your heat. I know it sounds logical, but sometimes I'm like, why is it melting so fast? Turn on your heat. When it is red hot, it's still on the move, so you still want to be spinning it even after you take it out. If it is red hot. Two little periwinkle spacers right there. Little babies, tiny little guys. And now we're going to do this color. Just a dark, this is navy blue. A little bit bigger than the spacers I just put out. And on this mandrel, I'll be making all of the beads for a pair of earrings. So that's the plan. Another one right next to it. Purple, color. Like a ghosty, it's like a ghosty purple sort of. It's a ghost purple. It's okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna try and put the other purple on top of this. So we're just kind of experimenting right now. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Jannine Scott. I am a glass artist here at the Manatee Art Center in Manatee Springs, Colorado. My website is J9Glass.art, so if you want to check that out. The new jewelry will be up very soon. Next month or two. Get those roughly the same size. Make a disc with this one. It looks like slime. There's a color in borosilicate. It's like I think it's called pink slime. It looks like this. It's like a light transparent pink. What pink and purple? It's a pink and light pastel violet and a baby. That's this color. Just enough for me to be annoyed enough with it to smell. There we go. And who knows, maybe this color will be different when it comes out. I think I'm gonna put these purple dots on that one. And this is a pig color. And it's light silver, it's dark silver plum. So it's like a dark plum purple. That actually looks pretty purple. That's nice. I like that color. That's cute. Alright, let's do that. A little bit more on here. I like them to be a little bit more bulbous because I feel like they look cooler when I make them into jewelry. They'd be kind of chunky. But if the spheres on the sides of the bead are bigger, they just look more whimsical. Okay, I'm gonna make a bee next because that's another thing I need to make. So I really want to play with these purples, so we've done that. I'll play with them a little bit more in a little bit. But we're gonna make a bee because 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I only have 15 bees. Maybe more than that. So, alright, so let's make that. Black. I'm going to move all my purple experiment over. Alright. Almost there, people. Never do that. Reaching in front to plug in your phone should not be done with a torch of running. Terrible idea. That would be fun. Catching yourself on fire and alive. That would be great. Let's avoid that. Right. Clear. Right, so we need black and white and yellow and clear. So here we go. I'll make a bee. Trying to make them smaller lately So I make them too big. They're just too big. I made them very big for a very long time, so I'm going to try and make them a little smaller. This is steel. This is black. This is regular black and intense black. This is Moretti. This is Italian soft glass. I'm going to make a glass B to put in the planter. A little. I'm trying to make them smaller. Like seriously, when I started making them bigger, they were just these monsters. They were just huge. So it's better to make them tiny. I think they have more personality when they're smaller anyways. Besides, glass is expensive right now. Tiny little disc of glass. I'm going to take them in yellow. Ooh. That can happen. This black disc is going to be our center line, black line. I'm going to put yellow on either side of it. Okay. Mashers. Squish. Up so that the line is not visible from the layers. Okay. I'm going to do yellow on the other side of this black. Do yellow one side, black on the other. I also tell you that this is Italian soft glass. I am in Colorado, United States. And I teach classes here at the Manitou Art Center. In bead making, learning how to make glass beads. I'm making bees and beads to get ready for this Saturday. We have a show here at the Manitou Art Center. We're going to have live demos of all the artists that are here. There's a good possibility that I will just keep the camera on during the live. There'll be people walking in back of me and asking questions and whatever. And we'll be on for about 4 hours. So that'll be Saturday the 2nd. If I have a moderator, then maybe I'll open up. You're always chatting. Anyways, I hope you're all having a great day. And that it is nice where you are right now, and your environment is peaceful. Okay, so I've got black, yellow, black. Yellow on the other side. I've been doing the glass. I've been a lamp worker for 26 years. I started out as a bead maker, and since then I've made drinking straws and sculptures and chain and all sorts of stuff. But it is nice to be back into bead making mode. Bead making mode makes jewelry. We know how much we like the jewelry, so there's that. The other thing I like about making the jewelry that's different than what's on my website at J9Glass.art is that, yeah, when I am doing website stuff, it is different than getting ready for shows. I'm thinking about having separate inventory for shows and website. Let's see. It's just me making all this stuff. I don't have a staff of people or anything. So if you get a bee in the mail from my website, you're getting it from me. Heck, I might even be the one. This might be the one that you buy. So my website's at J9Glass.art. Alright, here we go. So that's the body so far. Black on the other side. I'm going to have this be the back end of the bee, the little bee bum. So I'm going to squish that up just a little bit, and then we're going to put another yellow line, another black line, and then I'll make the head. Alright, this is the last little dot I'm going to put at the back end of the bee. And this is like its little stinger end. There we go. Little cartoon bee. Realism is not really my thing. I like weird stuff. Silly stuff. That down so it's nice and smooth so you can't see each one of the lines. Now I'm going to add enough glass to the top of it to make the head. You want to heat in back of where you're going. So heat where you're going, not where you are, whenever you're applying glass to something. You want to feed the heat in. Thanks a lot for being here with me today. I'm here all day making my stuff for shows and different things that I do. So I'm here most of the time. So I figure if I'm going to be here, might as well bring y'all with me. That's what I figured. Might as well. So I'm glad you're here. Alright, so I'm going to do white dots for the body. This is the body and the head. So I'm going to put the eyes on there. Little eyeballs. like I've said before, when you make the eyes, you want to make sure that they are set wide, because when you put the eyes onto this round object, they spread. So you want to make sure that they don't melt into each other, so you have one big eye. Now we're going to put blue, this transparent aquamarine, into those eyes. Alright, now I'm going to put little black dots inside all of those eyes. And then we are going to make a dot bead, also called a Warring State bead, from the Warring States era in China. It's a very old technique of dotting the glass, and it's a technique that I usually teach to my beginners. Look how cute these eyes are. Hello. Wings. Flatten the wings too much, because if they're too thin, they'll be easy to break. They should be a little chunky. Not super chunky, just a little bit. So I don't know if I've told you this, if you've been here long enough, but please subscribe to my channel. I only have like 50 left to get to 1,000, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Dude. Okay. We're killing with them. Alright. This time we're going to do another dichroic bead. Color. I have a lot of silver. I'll just use the silver since I have a lot of it. We'll do silver and black, and then we're going to make a lotus flower with white and yellow. And keep it simple this time. Here we go. Dichroic. Those were my warm-up beads. We're going to play with some dichroic now. And actually, I prefer to put another color underneath it. I'm not sure that that's necessary, but that's what I do. Maybe I'd like this blue underneath it. My base bead going for my first color. Okay, and I think I want it to be this thick. I mean this deep, because I'm going to go try and make it as wide as I can. So we're going to try and do 5 petals on this. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try. Like 5 layers of petals. So I started the live off with my simple stuff because I haven't been on torch yet this morning, so I got to start with the easy stuff, and then you can get into the harder stuff. So this one is going to be So, we're going to very carefully apply the diacrylic. One line at a time, right up against each other. And this is silver diacrylic. Sparkly, shiny. Shiny. Okay. And next we are going to encase that. I'm just going to encase it with a stringer. We're going to start it out closer. Alright, and get all the way as close as you can to each one of the bead holes on either side. Yeah. Just going to melt this encased diacrylic base bead down. And then we're going to add petals. Now be careful you don't, when you heat up your diacrylic, be sure you don't heat the sparkly side too much because you can burn the sparkly stuff right off. You don't want to do that. That'd be a bummer. You need it less sparkly. The more sparkly is always better. Okay, so this is the base. And now I'm going to put white. Now we're going to get a little further. Top hole is not very good. Okay, better. Alright, that's better. Okay, so we're going to take the white stringer and I'm going to make dots at the very bottom. Melt that down. I really like making these lotus flowers. They're really different. And my friend Kim Miles used to make these, and she did them with lots of different layers and mixed color, and put cubic zirconia in each one of the petals, which I don't want to do. Not right now. Maybe I will, but not today. Because the effect is very cool, I must say. Really, really cool. Not too today. Alright, so that first layer of white dots is all melted out. do, what did I say, yellow? White and yellow. Put dots inside each one of these. Down those dots. I'm going to put a little black dot in the middle of these because I feel like it'll make the effect. Alright. So I got yellow and I've got white. Now I'm going to put down black. First layer of petals. So I'm going to put clear over this, and we're going to try and do, I was going to do 5, but I think that one might get pretty big. So maybe we'll just encase it in stringer, and maybe I'll be able to do 5. Let's try it. Here. Put those clear layers right on top of each other. So when you are going around, be sure you are pushing it into the last layer so you don't have any bubbles. Or less bubbles, I should say. I'm going to go all the way around. All the way to the top. Go. Next layer is going to be white dots. We're going to do the white, yellow, and black again. In between the dots I just put down. Okay. white first. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Hope y'all are having a good day. This is going to be a really pretty one. They take a minute, it's true. And precise placement and not smearing your pattern when you encase is also important. Remember, when it is red hot, it is on the move. So if you spin it or twirl it or do anything to it, you could be affecting what it was saying. Which can be good or bad, depending on what you're looking for. Can I do it again? Put black dots in the middle of these yellow dots. So right now I'm melting down all the yellow. The reason why I move my hand up and down like this is I'm using gravity with the molten glass to kind of create a little bit wider of a bead. Down with the black. Encase it again. As close to that inside hole as you can. And that right up against your last layer. also, it's kind of hard to see this even when I'm doing this. I don't know if that's because my eyes are getting old or if it's just because it's kind of tricky to see. But I found that it's better if you're not sure to go over it again than it is for you to think that you didn't encase it and you just leave it. Because if you leave it and you melt it, it'll make your design go up and not be encased. So it'll be like an obvious blip in your intended design. Just a note. I should also add that when you're encasing, when I was just talking about if you skip an area by accident, that's mainly a problem on something that's not already been encased. Like this is my third level of encasement, and so if it is already encased, then you have to worry about it as much because it's just going to melt into itself. But if it's an opaque color, it'll be a problem. I'm going to use that gravity, get that bad boy to kind of sink a little bit more. Alright. She's a beaut quark. Looking good, boss. Alright, I'm gonna do more. Again. What about 5? What did I just say? By the way, check out my website at J9Glass.art. All the new earrings will be up pretty soon. Hopefully within the next month or so. Got a bunch of new jewelry come up on the website. Okay, we're melting down the third layer of petals. This is a glass bead I'm making. I'm a glass bead maker. It's Italian soft glass. The technique that I'm using to do this is called lamp working. It means I use a stationary blowtorch. and rods or tubing of glass, and I melt and manipulate the glass with that blowtorch. That's what it is to be a woman. I do live just about every day that I can. At about this time, an hour ago. So you can catch me here on the YouTubes at 2 o'clock most days. It is torch time with J9. 2 o'clock torch time. That's what we're doing. That one needs to be a little bigger. You little one are too small. Don't have any wimpy dots here. It's not for this piece. Sometimes you want them to be wimpy and sometimes you want them to be yellow. There's the yellow, and next we're going to put the black on, and we're going to do clear again. And we'll see if I feel like I have enough hooks, but I'll put 2 more layers on it. I kind of like the size of it now. We'll put clear on it, and we'll see. If you've just arrived here and you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm making a glass bead with a lotus flower on the bottom. Turned out pretty good. Alright, now we're going to do black on those yellow dots. I don't know, I'm feeling feisty. I guess we'll do the other 2 layers. We'll just do a very big disc looking like thing. That'll be fun. Try and do 2 more layers. It sounds crazy. We're gonna do it anyways. I know. Like a shit. Put clear on everything. Also, if you would be a dear and subscribe to my channel, I'm very close to having 1,000 followers, and that would be awesome. Thank you. another layer. Like I said yesterday, this is where it's very important to have a really good bead release. Just so you know, I'm not sponsored, but I use Franz Art Glass and Supplies bead release. I found it to be a very good one. In a small amount of time when it wasn't, the recipe was doing weird things, but now it is a killer bead release. I'm trying to do 2 more layers of petals. Frivolous for petals. I love my petal frivolity. One more encase level, and the last one will just be directly on the outside of the bead instead of encasing it. That is my plan. Very slowly. I really don't want to take this hard. Do this too fast. It's no good. The whole process of working with glass means that you must be patient. Let's heat up a little bit. It's a honking bead, man. It's a honker. It's a big one. The heat to go, when you start making a big bead like this, you want to make sure you're getting the heat to go right through the bead. You don't want to really superheat it in one place because it'll just get too hot. But it's also important to kind of let it get out of the heat every once in a while, let it soak in. And put it back in there. But if you just crank the heat on, especially if this is soft glass, remember this is soft glass. This is delicate, really strange stuff. Beautiful stuff. Someday it'll melt. Done 2 more levels of petals because it's nuts. I'm going to do it anyway. Got a little over my normal 1 hour live. That's okay. a little bubble up top there. Sorry. I'll get you my little pretty. Fortunately, it's a bubble I can actually fix, which is nice. It's not always the case. It's always fun to get through like this much of a bead and to be like, oh, look, it's not going to work. Which happens sometimes. Part of the reason why it takes a lot of patience to do this. I got 137 likes and 137 people. Jinx! And this is all glass. Okay, hello. So you might not be aware, but this is how glass beads are made. There's some of us out there that just make really fancy ones. And this is one of my really fancy ones. Aaron. I think this is plenty big enough, honestly. I'm going to encase this one and we'll do one more. Just on the bottom, and then that'll be plenty. 5 is a lot. It's too big a heat to be doing string work. Yes, I should have turned down my torch, did I? No. Should I? Yes. Well, I know. Why, lazy? Alright, here we go. We get this last black layer, and then we are going to put another layer of clear over this. And then we'll do the last little bob to the bottom, and then it'll be done. gonna do one more layer of clear and that's it. This is just a monster bead. This thing is huge. I'm just going to encase the flower part at the bottom so that there's a little bit of an angle to this bead, just because it's a beast. And if I encase it all the way up, it'll be bigger, and I think this is a good size. I'm still. Start getting this big, there are little bits of the bead that don't like to be heated, and you can overheat them. So this is where you gotta be kind of careful. I mean, you gotta be careful the whole time, but I mean, this is one of the things you gotta be mindful of. And of course, patience. Bits at the bottom. We're not going to encase it. I don't want it too big. It's a little bit better. Put the last detail on the bottom, and we're not going to encase it. I keep saying this over and over again because I'm trying to make sure I don't try to encase it. We're not trying to do that right now. It's not what we're doing. Okay, so just a little guy at the bottom this time. Too hot. Doing stringer work when it's that hot is crazy. Don't do that. Don't do anything. Okay, so I'm pretty new to YouTube. I've been on TikTok and Facebook for a long time, but I've decided to change my platform to YouTube. So this is where you will find me at 2 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, most of the time. I'm gonna make this back a little bit red. Wimpy ass dots. Perk them up a little bit. Alright, so this one took about 45 minutes to make, half hour or so. I don't usually make more than one of these bad boys a day. I make lots and lots of little stuff, and then I like to make one huge thing if I can throughout the day, just because, you know, gotta make little stuff. The yellow inside of those dots, I just put with the white. Then we're just going to do the black dots, and then we're going to put it in the kiln, and I'll get it tomorrow, and I'll take pictures of it. I might be live a little bit later on and do a little bonus live. It could happen. Sometimes I do that. Depends on how late I decide to stay. So maybe, but usually I'm here definitely at 2. So I'm using gravity to kind of get the glass to kind of fall to the top of it a little bit. Makes it a little bit more tough. There we go. Okay, friends. Which not very sweet. Gotta give it a minute. Still a little too hot to put in the kiln. If I put it in the kiln, you'll have, if I put it right away in the kiln, it'll have a little mark where the kiln fiber is. And it'll just make it look like it got stuck in styrofoam. So, that should be quite good. And it goes. That'll do it for J9Glass for this session. I might be back a little bit later on, so keep your eye out, and I hope to see you all again. I'm going to go eat some lunch and probably get back on torch and maybe turn back on the camera. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate y'all, and have a wonderful day. Bye!